let's start with mountains because we're here looking at the beautiful Rocky Mountains. So the lifestyle is really deeply ingrained in Outer Range. How is that incorporated into the experience that you offer in the tap room?
I would have to say we really emphasize our leave the life below, and that really is ingrained with us throughout the beautiful vistas that we get to see here. You got Buffalo Mountain, Peak One, Victoria, all the way with the Gore Mountain Range in the 10-mile range, and that's amazing. But also something that really one of the best things about working here is the culture that we provide, and we deliberately hire people that encompass leave the life below.
Sure.
And you can walk in and you get people that are big through hikers, big raft guides, big skiers, they are backcountryers. Every aspect of the mountain lifestyle, they really live and breathe it. So from the mountainous views to our staff, it really creates the culture that we want to have here.
Absolutely, and people feel that when they walk through the doors. Would you agree? Yeah,
I hope so.
I've always felt that way. Absolutely, walking through, So I think that's really awesome. So I love the vibe. I definitely feel it when we walk through. I would say that people absolutely feel that vibe when they walk through. But you're also really big in the community and environment through initiatives like the 1% Pledge community. How does that commitment shape on like a day-to-day operations at Outer Range?
Yeah, so it doesn't really affect our day-to-day operations. However, I would say we host a lot of community events here. We donate prizes, we donate our product. We're constantly giving back to help with fundraisers and community events and just hosting local nonprofits in the area.
Sure.
And our staff actually plays a huge role in that as well. We get our staff to give back 2 hours of volunteering every quarter.
Oh, wow.
And that plays a huge role into that 1% pledge.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I love that. How often does this bar get opened up?
Yeah, absolutely. This bar, we have had trouble with this bar since we've opened.
Okay.
However, this winter, we actually activated it every Friday and Saturday. And we packed out the whole place, and we started doing a spritz bar upstairs as well to offer a little bit more diversity besides beer as well.
Sure.
So this bar actually took a huge hit, or it just popped off on Fridays and Saturdays, and we're really proud of that.
Yeah.
Right now it's closed for the mud season, but we will be opening it again in summer.
In the summer? So you think like end of May or something, you'll do more of that, or just still focus on the weekends?
Probably on the weekends still, and probably come July is when we really pick up again.
Okay. So I'm going to jump ahead then. So then your busier seasons, I wanted to talk about those seasonal fluctuations in business management, transition between those peak seasons and off seasons. Talk to us a little bit more about that. When are they busy?
Yeah.
When do they kind of slow down for you?
Absolutely. So our winter busy season really starts off probably Christmas, and then really into January through March. It depends when Easter lies.
Sure.
Unfortunately, Easter hit us early this year. So after Easter, it really dies off until you'll get a little bit of a pop in late May for Memorial Day, and we usually have an activation around there. And then it will come off again for July 4th, sorry.
Sure.
And through September, the camping season. It's really nice being located off I-70.
Sure.
You get all the camping traffic.
Yeah.
People heading even further west, they all stop by here.
Right on.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, and it's a great way to probably really see this open during that time this summer. And really you're talking about what? October, November. You've only got really 2 made.
Yeah, probably a good 2.5 months in the spring and then in the fall as well. Those are our true mud seasons.
Is that then when you often find more community events coming about, or?
Yeah, we really try to emphasize activations during those times to really keep people coming in. We really focus on taproom only beer releases, just things to make this taproom experience a unique one and to keep people coming back even during the off season.
Love it. I love that. Cool. What about from more of an industry perspective, then talk to us about like staffing levels, managing inventory, so that you make sure you've got enough beer on draft,
Yeah.
especially during those busy
Yeah,
seasons.
absolutely. So our tap room is definitely our biggest sales outlet.
Sure.
We do out of state sales, out of country sales, and local sales. And during our off seasons, we really emphasize those out of state and out of country sales. So while we can still keep the diversity in the tap room with our new beer and our new SKUs, I really focus on data-driven analysis from
Sure.
previous years to make sure I have an accurate count on how many SKUs we need, how many cases. We really do a little bit more case heavy rather than draft heavy during this period.
Sure.
And we do emphasize those, out of state shipments, make sure the rest of the country can get our beer when during busy season it's harder to acquire.
Sure, yeah. I suppose you have a lot of people, especially if you're picking up all that camping traffic. They're like, "Oh, I had a beer, it's great, but I'm up here in the high altitude. I should probably just take it down the mountain with me if that's where they're going or to their campsite."
You're right, absolutely.
Yeah.
As for staffing, we get a lot of seasonal workers as well. Like I said previously, we have a lot of raft guides or ski patrol people. So we have people that either do one season or the other and they keep coming back for more. But during off seasons, we really encourage our staff to take vacations, and they definitely take vacations.
Nice. Yeah.
Burnout's pretty big here. We are, we emphasize our high capacity and our turnover for customers. So we really encourage our employees to fill their cups the best they can, going on vacations, going out and adventuring and doing what they love. So it's never that big of an issue during mud season. And I can honestly say there's so many projects here that need to be done. We keep our staff really busy.
Yeah, I could see that, especially always trying to ever grow, I guess.
Yeah.
Another bonus question out of curiosity. What's the staff camaraderie like? I feel like, again, that lifestyle is embodied here. Do you guys find yourself going out and doing these adventures together? Is there a lot of overlap?
So I'm happy to say we have made 2 Outer Range hockey teams this season. Yeah. And we won the championship back to back, and we even moved up a league. So there's a lot of camaraderie here, a lot of people first time playing. And I think just like getting out together and doing outdoor activities. We do, Rockies games. We have game nights. We had a murder mystery night here at the brewery, fueled by tacos one night. A lot of people, personally, me as the manager, I don't hire anybody's friends or family because I do want to make people hang out with people they wouldn't normally hang out with. However, we do make sure it's a good culture fit when they come in here and make sure they do like doing all the activities that we really, we really emphasize in our day-to-day lives. So really brings people together that wouldn't normally come together. And it really creates a really tight-knit family. Bonding through, all the outdoor adventures that we love to do.
Hell yeah. Well, and the number one way to maintain your ethos of that lifestyle that you're trying to promote, I mean, it's got to start from within.
Absolutely.
Right? Like,
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. Wow. Any noticeable difference on what would be perceived as then that beer demand compared up here during these seasonal fluctuations as maybe compared to, say, down the mountain where there's more of that infrastructure of residential that you're constantly pulling from?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a big factor for us is tourism, and weather plays a huge role in that. For example, this season, it was a late snow season. We didn't have a great snowpack at the beginning of the year, and Denver was getting unseasonably warm weather, and it really deterred people from coming up to the mountains, and that in turn affected our sales. Sure. So that does have a huge factor. I know Breck this year at the beginning of the season had the most cancellations. So if vacationers are not coming up here, it definitely directly affects our business.
Yeah.
I also have to say, like, if we're having a great year and we're getting all the snow, like, we are up and sales are up and people are enjoying it and operate all day. And it helps us that we're literally right off of I-70. Right. So the highway definitely affects our business directly as well. If people can't come up I-70, we don't have a busy day. If people are stuck here, if I-70 closes at the tunnel and people can't get down, we probably gain another 5,000 in sales that day because everyone's stuck. They don't know where to go, and we're directly right off the exit. So that definitely helps us a lot.
Nice, convenient.
So as much as I say we love our local presence, we absolutely do, but the amount of tourists that come through here really depend on weather, depend on the road conditions, and really affect our sales.
Well, sure, that's what's going to make it thrive, right?
Absolutely.
Not saying there isn't that bit of sustainability. Talk to me then a little bit about the Frisco environment, like all the areas around, like how is the local community? Are they here often, here and there? Like,
yeah, we have a great presence with our local community because we do this thing called the Can Club and Summit Club every year, and this is a club that gets you to come in every month and pick up 2 free 4-packs. And so they get to choose. They get their free. They pay for it at the beginning of the year.
Complimentary.
Yeah.
Great,
And they get their free 4-packs every month, and it encourages our local program to come back and keep coming back. We also have a great local trivia night on Tuesdays that brings in a huge local crowd. We've been doing that for years now. And I would say a big part of our community, the local community that comes in, are our road bikers.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, in the summer, people riding around the lake, people riding around Summit County, enjoying these beautiful views. You get so many people in their road biking outfits, which are quite funny when they're walking up to the bar. But I would say we do have a strong local presence. We just, again, we really rely on our tourism as well.
Sure, yeah. And I suppose like a lot of people come up and stay for months at a time.
Yeah.
That's part of that, right? Even if it's the winter season starting, maybe they come in November and stay till January and then go on.
Absolutely. We definitely have our snowbirds. We definitely have our people that come for the summer as well. And they really love the lake environment. That draws a lot of people up here.
Sure. Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. I love going.
I can't emphasize enough the Dillon Amphitheater has just blown up the past few years, especially last year and this year. I mean, every time they have a concert there, we get flooded with locals, and it's been such a great opportunity for us to capitalize on.
Sure, yeah. I totally forgot about the amphitheater. So taking note, I got to see Citizen Cope there a couple years there. That was a good time, and I had never been there.
They're getting big names, and it actually just went up in price, which I'm so sad, but gotta take what we can get.
Yeah. I feel like it comes with the territory, right? Like supply and demand. We are aware of that. Let's see. Any other way of attracting tourists outside of the natural weather and seasonal aspects?
Yeah. So we love to push the limits, and we love to host massive parties.
You've got the space.
We've got the space. For example, our 5-year anniversary party, we took over the whole parking lot through a huge rail jam. Whole Foods wasn't too happy with us, but we had hundreds and hundreds of people here, and we just tried to keep pushing those boundaries and pushing the limits to create an elevated experience, an experience that creates excitement and a really fun, happy vibe.
Yeah.
We're having, what was I going to say? We're having our Frontier Days. We have that every July. That has a mechanical bull, axe throwing, turkey legs, country western apparel. Just, we encourage our guests to dress up. So it keeps people wanting to come back for those same vibes and those same, that party essence. Yeah. So that's something we like to do to keep our locals coming back and to attract the tourists as well.
Sure, absolutely. And who doesn't love coming to the mountains in the summer outside of coming in the winter? And it's like a big blockish parking lot party.
Yeah.
What is it? Rail party? What did you call
it? In the winter we had a rail jam. There was a bunch of skiers and snowboarders doing all these tricks on rails.
Sure. Okay.
It was amazing. We have live DJs, you know, anything we can do to create that elevated experience.
Sure, yeah. At elevation.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Thoughts on checking out the yurt?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Let's go check it out.
Let's do it.
So our yurt has been around since we were in the little tiny side of production and had our little bar there.
Okay.
And we had the yurt because we had no seating. So the yurt is really sentimental to our owners. We put it up and take it down every fall and every spring, and it is not an easy feat.
Yeah, I suppose not.
But we really love this space, and we can't, we're always expanding because we can't hold everybody in our space, even though it's very big.
Well, and then, so you have tables, right, for your patio setup?
Oh, yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
I haven't been here in the summertime, to be honest.
So so our patio's usually huge. But yeah, this is our little yurt. It's got windows, we got heaters, sky. Oh, yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, a little noise.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a good spot to ask more of these European questions. You've got your grand opening in Solange happening in a couple days, on April 20th.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. Thank you. We've been open since November, but this is our grand opening. We're having tattoos, yoga, big prize bingo giveaways. Everyone's really excited about this.
I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever heard of tattoos at a grand opening.
So we had tattoos in the yurt this year for our 7th year anniversary.
That's awesome.
And she was booked up all day.
Oh, yeah.
This year was like an artesian theme. We had people burning into gloves these cool artistic designs. We had an artist painting on clothing, on denim. We had tattoos.
Very cool.
We had fake tattoos, you know. Yeah, we really like to think outside the box.
So it's almost gave me like a Sturgis vibe. I don't know if you're familiar with the big motorcycle rally.
Oh, yeah.
Where there's like trailers of tattoos there. I'm not saying it's definitely not that kind of vibe, but that's the only other place I'd really thought about that. And tattoo-wise.
It's pretty wild.
I love it. It's a good way to go. So, I skipped. Is there any cultural differences, right? You opened up in November, you've got the grand opening coming up. Between your French and American customers, you know, I've watched a bit of Lee's videos on YouTube, and he was very much like, I want to take this taproom experience, right? We're talking about this lifestyle, this vibe. How does it translate over there? Is it pretty symbiotic? Is there a little bit of
Yeah,
Tell me more about it.
so I'm not sure if you knew, but we set up the same kind of atmosphere over in Solange. We have the coffee shop, Conflict Coffee. We have Chicken Scratch, and we have Outer Range Brewing. Our biggest notable difference is people love to change spots in the brewery. So they'll stay there a lot longer than our Frisco location, and they'll start over here and then they'll move over there and then they'll have a coffee over there and then they'll sit on a couch outside. So it's really, they really like to see every aspect of the atmosphere.
You know, I feel like I would have wanted to anticipate that question, but like it's very European, right? Like they're all about like enjoy the day, right? Get the full experience. Yeah, I did a fair amount of research into just Solange and between Frisco, and a lot of the questions we came up with initially was a lot of that juxtaposition between the two, and it's like, of course it would translate, but being able to like see everything is kind of like this tour, right? Like that's what you want to display and experience while you're there. Anyhow, love that. What about digital engagement, right? It's a big part to promote small business, large business. Is it kind of similar over there as it is to here? I know you have quite a bit of a following so far here, but it's been 7 years, right?
Right.
How's it going?
We've been able to build up our following over here. With it being so new in France, our marketing team, the events manager and our marketing manager and our owner, Emily Cleghorn, have really been having fun with the social media aspect, because there was no presence at all in Europe before. Now we're following true to our brand and our style, but we're just being goofy, being funky, really putting ourselves out there to create that following. So we're still new to that and it's still developing, but we've been having a blast creating content for it.
I'm sure, right? It's new and you have something to base it off of.
Right.
Are they over there for the grand opening?
Yes. Yeah. So both our owners, Emily and Lee, and their daughter live over there. So they're over there, and our brand manager Wyatt's over there as well.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so beautiful. I've been given the opportunity to go to Chamonix, so like I kind of get the look and the vibe, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I'm still waiting for my turn.
Yeah, you're like, hello.
Hello, when am I going?
Do you push that like here and there? You're like, okay, I feel like you have to. When am I going?
We actually have, I know this isn't a question, but we have
please.
a fabulous program for our employees. We do Employee of the Quarter.
Okay.
And so Birdcraft, production, sales, and taproom all get together, and all the managers vote for an employee in their department. And then we can't vote the second time around for our own employee. We would vote for another one.
Okay.
And whoever wins the Employee of the Quarter, we send them over to France. And they have the opportunity to work over in France for a little bit and then take a vacation all on us. So
that's awesome.
So now she's our assistant general manager, but she was a bartender before.
Okay.
So she was the first person to go. We're sending one of our brewers. We've sent multiple brewers, but an Employee of the Quarter brewer. And then we're sending someone from Birdcraft. And now we're up to vote for another Employee of the Quarter, since we're in quarter 2 now.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. And it's the same chef, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Between the Birdcraft, is Birdcraft here and there? I know you said it, but
Chicken Scratch is over there, and it's Nashville hot chicken, and this one's Thai chicken, or Thai-ish chicken. So yes, they are owned by the same people. However, the chef is different. It's a French chef over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the food? Do they really? What's the difference
I
then?
think the French people thought it was a little bit too spicy
fair,
to begin with.
Okay. I was like, do they understand Nashville?
Yeah, so we got some feedback that it was pretty hot, but I think now people are coming around to it and really enjoying it.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, it goes great with.
We couldn't do Thai-ish fried chicken over there because it was a faux pas, and we're like, well, why not Nashville hot chicken? So it is breaded chicken over there, whereas here it's all gluten-free, and fried chicken.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool. Very cool. We talked about events earlier. Do you have any, besides the Solange Grand Opening, do you have any events coming up or initiatives that you want to highlight or you're most excited about?
I think both locations are very excited about Frontier Days. Apparently, they're doing it over there as well in August.
Okay.
And the French staff have never heard of anything like that, have never done the Western thing over there. So they're really excited to have the mechanical bull and, turkey legs, jumbo turkey legs over there. So I know they're very excited about that.
That is a good point. Yeah. Why would they experience the Wild Wild West? They wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't. Exactly. So they're all excited to dress up, and I think it's a fan favorite over here as well. Sure. It's easy for people to dress up and get together. I mean, any reason to have a party.
Yeah. I mean, keeps people coming down.
Exactly.
For sure.
Another big fan favorite is we have a puppy party I believe it's July as well. And everybody brings their dogs, and we bring adoptable dogs from the animal shelter, and they usually get adopted here. We just have a lot of nonprofits. It's another way we give back as well. We do fundraisers here. We give out dog treats. There's literally 1 million dogs here. It's just surrounded by a lot of burners, a lot of golden retrievers.
Sure.
Yeah, it definitely brings all different kinds of people out, and definitely animal lovers.
What's the closest animal shelter?
Frisco Animal Shelter.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's who comes in?
Yes, we get a few different animal rescues that come in. Yeah, but we bring dogs specifically from there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'm not surprised it's Bernese and Goldens.
Yeah.
I have a little mutt, but she loves the cold. She's very weird. So do I. Talk about us continuing to grow and evolving, right? We've got the vibe, we got the lifestyle, we got the parties happening. How are you going to continue that growth along with what you learn in France and build it up?
Yeah, so I mean, the craft beer industry is definitely ever evolving, and it's definitely changing. We're using different methods that we adapt from France and from Frisco to help us keep growing. Something that we really want to keep doing is having those taproom only releases to create people to keep coming to us to buy the beer instead of going to the local grocery store or local liquor market. Also, another thing is we really pride ourselves on how unique our merchandise is.
Yeah.
We had, beer and chicken swimsuits. We've had, terry cloth, chicken and beer shirts. We just really like to, push the limits there as well. So we're not just looking at beer as a whole, we're looking as a business as a whole. So we're really trying to expand our market presence in Western Colorado and out of state, and we're really focusing on our parties, our private events, renting out our space, hosting events, and also again throwing great parties that really keep people coming back for more.
Very good. Great answer. Two more. One, can you tell everyone who you are, your role here?
Yes.
I forgot to ask.
Absolutely. My name is Hillary, and I'm the taproom manager here at Outer Range Brewery.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Last but not least, if you could be any beer in the world, what beer would you be and why?
All right. I think I would be a sour because I'm sweet most of the time, but I pack a tart punch. And because I love sours.
They're so good. Oh my God. Totally favorite beer.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. Yeah. Well, I guess this is our new brew house. I guess it's about a year old now. We got it last October, I believe. And yeah, this from Italy. TMTI is the producer. And it's like a fully automated system that somehow fit in our space, but you can see, lights and valves and everything's kind of just happening on its own. But yeah, we got this at the same time that we opened in France because they have the exact same brewery over there, brew house. 3 vessel. So they can put out a little more volume. It's also twice the size out there. They got 30 hec. This is just a 15 hectoliter or 20 hectoliter. But yeah, fully automated. So we kind of just load grain in the night before, put all the buttons, numbers in for the recipe, and then press start and like can set it for a certain time. And then it just starts at like midnight, goes all the way through to the start of boil. And that's about when we come in. Then we got to push some buttons and grain out and knock out the beer, but it saves like 7 hours just right there. So one brewer can do 2 brews in a day, a double turn, which is way more efficient than before. It'd be like a brewer coming at 5 a.m. and start the first brew, and then the second brewer come in later in the day. So that's been like a huge efficiency gain for us. But yeah, there's also a few other little things you want to talk about it, Billy.
Whirlpool temp is also one of the really cool things about this brew house. It's cool with an automated brew house. So we can dial in that whirlpool temp, 70C, 75C, 80C, whatever we want on a given recipe. You won't see that on a lot of brew houses these days. Also, we have like an automated hop doser. So there's no, those hops are hitting the boil at the exact same time every time. There's not like you get distracted for 10 minutes. Oh, got to go run up there. Oh, 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. Takes away like that, your individual like differences and yeah.
Yeah, we got a mash mixer and kettle as the last vessel. So we can do mashing in, do like the decoctions as well. Before we just had a kettle lauter ton, where we just do single infusions, but this allows us to hit those temperatures and those times so it's like spot on. And yeah, kind of dial in different beer styles. It's been fun to do like decoctions for our lagers and our wheat beers. Yeah.
And I'm sure this is probably an obvious question, but there's a lot of like fail safes in there. It's they go wrong and stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
sensors and everything.
Yep.
Kind of fix it then itself and then
We do, yeah.
One of us. yeah.
Kind of check his computer in the morning to make sure everything's running smoothly, and if not, it's come put out a fire.
that makes sense.
But we've dialed it in where doesn't happen too frequently these days.
That's good.
Yeah, really nice.
That's important. Okay.
Yeah.
You have new beer releases every week, right? So how does I guess we kind of covered it. You guys that's kind of how you talked with that demand.
Yeah. I think we're filling 4 30-barrel tanks and 2 15s per week generally. And we're pumping out a lot of our core brands. I think that's kind of what the market wants right now. A lot of Steep, a lot of Cuckoo, kind of keeping up with that demand, as well as, yeah, the smaller batches are generally our taproom only releases. That's when we can play around with the different hops and different grain bills to kind of put out something new every week. Yeah.
Something about that creativity then is that collaborative effort. Or I was thinking about this at 2 a.m. One of the country process that you have to go through.
We'll do the 2 a.m. stuff sometimes. Yeah, for sure. Like that's probably one of the big things is we have like good communication with Lee up in France, and he definitely will give us enough rope to hang ourselves for sure on some recipes.
Yeah.
So yeah, which is fun. That's what we like to do. Like our fooder over there is very much like our kind of project beers, our one-offs. Yeah. But yeah, the big thing is just being able to talk with Lee, get the feedback from him, send beers out to him, let him know like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm trying this, I'm going for this. What do you think? Could I make an adjustment here or there? Yeah.
Lee is still kind of in charge of most of the recipes, so we're still working a lot with him. But yeah, he definitely gives us some leeway. And we do have like the smaller tanks really do help us like play around and not putting out 30-barrel batches of something we're not quite sure on yet. We don't have like a pilot brewery or anything.
It's not really quick.
Yeah.
Do you have anything special going on now that you can highlight?
Nature therapy or
Next couple of weeks that are
Um,
or month? I mean, it's the internet, it doesn't really go anywhere.
we just had like Blizzard Buddies was a new collab we just had out. Nature Therapy is a new hazy that we have out.
Grubby as our 420 release, I think we just packaged yesterday. Pretty dank. It's
going for
double
going
IPA.
for like the hemp terpene kind of dank vibe. Yeah.
I think we got a Kolsch in here, just this is our dry hopped Kolsch. I guess not a lot of people are putting hops in a Kolsch, but we put hops in everything. So
Well, yeah, right. That's kind of the vibe.
yeah.
Um, kind of bonus question, but what's Chris filters are pretty popular right now. Are you doing any a quick opinion?
Yeah, we'd love to give a shot on some of those. Yeah.
I don't think we've made one yet, but could be something.
That's kind of in the works right now. That's like in the talks.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's like I'd like to take a shot at one of those for sure. Yeah, there definitely seem to be the hot trend right now, right? Yeah.
I think our pilsners are generally pretty hoppy, so it's like, what's the, where does the West Coast turn into a pilsner and vice versa? So
And I think that's a lot of like the big debate.
yeah, cold IPA or lager, like what is it? I don't know.
It's just fun. We can give it
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all marketing.
like
Yeah,
fun to-
yeah.
Talk about what's in the silos.
yeah, just a little rundown.
Forget, was it Pills? North
Yeah, we got 3 silos. These are all new with the brew house.
Okay.
We got a base malt, like just proximity base, Golden Promise, and then Pilsner malt, which helps us kind of hit most of the beer styles. And then this shipping container over here is how we load in our like specialty malts and our bagged malts to accommodate just throwing base in there.
Sure. And I think you told us last time, do you have somebody that comes around for the spent grain and what have you? Or
Yeah, we got a farmer,
yeah,
a rancher, who picks up our trailer and swaps it out every few days. This has been really huge.
very cool.
This is our like spent grain line, so it just pumps it all the way out from the brewery all the way back.
We've had some issues with that. If you see how it's insulated now and we put heat tape on it, we had some issues like the first winter with it, with
Sure.
like ice freezing up on the bottom of it and then the grain wouldn't come out.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had to use like a high pressure hose and jet it out. And yeah, that was a whole ordeal, but got it figured out now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of the struggles of being in the mountains in the winter, and half of
Yeah.
our stuff is outside. So
Temperature and altitude.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all
Got to play with
affected.
those constantly.
Let's check out this. What is it? Your malt house?
Yeah, like a malt container.
Storage container.
Yeah,
See like the chain and disc right there, like the little discs that are inside that 4-inch tube, and then a chain down the middle that like pulls it.
Very cool.
so yeah, the silver is just a chain and bit that just loops in with the brew house, and then all the white piping coming is all the grain from the silos. So yeah, we got like the highway of pipes and things.
Cool.
Very complicated. Yeah, we,
Sarcasm?
yeah, it's
Turn some light on. So
yeah.
Really, it's just to get
Yeah.
some
Oh yeah, we can roll it here.
highlight.
Tight space.
Yeah, not super cleaned up in here, but yeah. So all the grain comes into here through our flow scale, which is over there on the left. So that's how it measures and calculates how much grain is coming in. And that pumps it over
Yeah.
to our mill, which is connected with our chain and disc. That just brings us to the brew house. And then we have a specialty dump in. This is just for unmilled, like flaked things, like oats, flaked oats mainly. And then we got milled specialty grains here. That goes into the mill as well. So it all works out eventually.
Yeah.
It's the brew house. Yeah, we don't have any space inside. Before we were just like loading bags in the middle of our cellar, which is not great for quality, or yeah, just grain dust just floating around. But yeah, this at least contains it all. Not worried about that. And yeah, it gets a little cold in here, but grain can be cold. You can just adjust strike temp and kind of adjust things that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
You wonder. Tires like oh, I'll let you guys know. Yeah, yeah.
Really.
Really? How did they go back there? Let's highlight. The one that's 10.
The hop doser.
The hop cannon.
Yeah.
This guy over here.
Oh, the centrifuge. Yeah. You want to talk about like the hop cannon centrifuge?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's your thing.
So we have a GEA centrifuge, which is really nice for turning around hazy beers quickly. A lot of the hazy beers, a lot of breweries will take, somewhere in the 5 to 10 day range to settle out those hazies, all those proteins and yeast and everything. One thing that's nice about a centrifuge is we can actually spin those hops and yeast out of the beer, which lowers our time in our fermentation tanks, which allows us to make more beer in the year. So one of the things, though, that we noticed early on with the centrifuge, even spinning it, quote unquote, dirty, where it's like where you're actually like picking up some of that yeast and hops a little bit in the final product, it had less oils. We just didn't quite see the pop that we liked originally. So we added what's called a Rolec. It's a dry hop cannon. It actually grinds the hops as they're coming into the tank through like your little, we can look at it over here, through like a little conical shape. And then research through the beer, all ground up like that. And it actually will extract more oils. So that kind of balances out the centrifuge. Centrifuge pulls a little bit. We get a little bit more from like the Rolec, but yeah.
As opposed to older technologies.
So what, like 2 year and a half? Yeah, year and a half. We've had it. Yep.
For those that don't know, right, you guys are absolutely known for your hazies, right?
Right. Yeah.
You're here in those ester corn, So this is a big part of like getting those pushed out more regularly and the best of the best. Very
Yeah.
expensive. Put it out there, right?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to highlight on it? Or you want to go look at the other machine?
Yeah, let's look at the can real quick. I'll show you how it works. So you're gonna put the hops in here. Gonna come in here through the beer stream. So you have the beer stream coming in here, and then this is just like your typical pump. It actually has like a little bit of like a shear auger that grinds the hops as it comes in. So you got your beer coming in, hops drop in, hit that shear auger, grinds it up, then comes out, and then goes back to the fermenter. So it like basically cycles through here. And then you can valve it off right here. But yeah, definitely immediately noticed like a lot more aroma from using this versus just like over the top like most people do.
So for our 101 people that aren't super familiar with hazies or want to get into it, now they've kind of seen the brew house and got to go outside a little bit. What do you want to highlight for people that would be coming to Outer Range if they, here's your flagship, here's your specialty, it's a bonus question, sorry. What should I look for?
Hillary?
Like what put you on the map? What type of recipe without giving away the recipe? It's being like finds you.
Definitely a citra forward hazy. Yeah, for sure. Like we're known for steep.
You're not.
Yeah, and like I mean it's not a secret. Like steeps of all citra, hazy IPA, double IPA. So yeah, that's definitely what we're known for sure. Yeah.
I think we're just able to, with the hop cannon, we're able to dry hop earlier in fermentation, would help bring out a lot of more of those like aromas, as opposed to maybe dry hopping later in fermentation. I think that kind of enhances like the fruitiness of the beer as opposed to maybe something that's like a little bitter forward, like some of those older IPAs you'll get back in like 2010s.
We're definitely our dry hopping times. We're going for biotransformation. Our hazies. I know some of the newer hazies are going for like a little bit thinner body, a little bit more like raw hop aroma rather than that like really tropical fruit juicy. That's what we're going for. We're going for that tropical fruit juicy. Yeah.
Yep. Very easy drinker for somebody who is not as familiar with like an IPA for that matter. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your time here. I mean, how many people coming through for the tap room, but you also to go and just really
honestly, this is probably the thing I get the most questions about. Okay. Maybe it's just because it's closest to the tap room and people can see it the easiest.
Yeah.
But everybody always comes, especially when it's running. If the like rope is open, people will walk back here and just kind of sit with their beer and watch cans get filled. And we're all like,
I mean, there is a table.
Yeah. I mean, to us, we're like, you want to watch cans get filled? Like, all right, have fun. So it's a 6-head Cody. Does about 35 cans a minute. We run about 4 days a week. What is like 90 to 120 barrels a week, something like that we'll package. Yeah.
All the beer is being packaged. Like half of every 30 is being canned. So like a ton of cans running through here every week.
Awesome.
Yep. got his big storage container to store them outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did our best to put a decal in here. You can tell, like, yeah.
Cool. Guys, thank you so much. I'm sorry, I didn't press go right away. Can you please introduce yourself to the world again?
Oh yeah.
Did a good job. I screwed up. It's my
Yes, my name is Sam. I've been here for about 3 years. Graduated from CSU with a fermentation degree, and yeah, was started as an intern, and now as our quality manager slash brewer slash yeah, do everything. So
Thanks, Sam.
yeah, thank you guys.
My name's Billy. Also been here about 3 years. Studied up in Vermont, American Brewers Guild, like Lee, our owner, did. Also was a beer and liquor buyer down in Denver for a couple years before I got into the production side. Yep.
Thank you so much. Sorry I messed that up.
No worries.
Everybody gets this question. It's really just a guilty pleasure. You could be any beer in the world. What beer would you be and why?
I really like Stiegel. I don't know, the Austrian lager, like just my favorite crisp light lager. Get it at like any German beer bar. That's I think my go-to.
Right.
Yeah.
Any authentic German Weiss beer. The real German Weiss beer, not Hefeweizen. Yeah, the real stuff.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
You did great.
Thanks.